For this week's video, I am doing a mailer challenge, not with all these envelopes, they're for another project, possibly. I had this come to me in the post, and it's just a cute little magazine catalog. But there are a lot of interesting pieces inside. So what I did off camera, I just cut out what I thought would make an interesting composition. Oh yeah, these guys. Again, not for, well, I don't know, it might end up in this week's collage, because the problem when I do the mailer challenge, the biggest part of that challenge is dealing with what is my focal point. When you only have one item of ephemera that you're working with, sometimes that can be limiting. I did a lot of little cuts. I did a lot of bigger cuts. And again, the challenge is, what is a focal point? Once I have a focal point, I usually can work from there, and collaging is a lot of fun. And as I've shared before, and I feel like I'm kind of contradicting myself when I do these mailer challenges, because I always say, make sure you have a lot of ephemera so you can work easier and have more fun. A lot of little pieces here. I love this Day of the Dead head. So that's the other problem too. With composition, I made this myself. It was a little design, and I just cut a little heart out. So the problem is, with composition here, we have a lot of small pieces, and part of what composition is about is different sizes. Contrast doesn't just mean the color wheel, it means size. So a lot of these pieces are very similar in size. This may just turn into an exercise of small pieces that will be ancillary to other collages. Maybe. I'm just not sure. But I wanted to see if I could locate what might be a focal point. I might keep the rest of this just in case, and work from there. So we have a lot of, these were like little night lights. I thought they were super cute. I think I was working towards something using these butterfly wings. And then I cut out these dresses, not because I want to use the dresses themselves, but it's the pattern and the designs and the color that I was most drawn to. This is a purse, but it looks like a camera, but I'm not real keen on it anymore. Again, little tiny bits. These are earrings, jewelry, and they might turn into something. Just not sure. So I've already gone through here. I've already decided what pieces I'm most drawn to and what I'd like to use. These have a lot of possibilities because, like the video before this, Delt, I used jewelry and incorporated in with the focal point. So I was thinking maybe doing something like this with these pieces. Very much in the thinking stage right now. I like the starfish, not so much the animals. I have a folder filled with animal images, and I use them a lot for my workshops. I don't normally use animals in my pieces right now. Maybe I will another time. Again, design, color. It won't look like a dress or a sweater. Let's put those off to the side. Really like this too. So this is the problem. What is the focal point? This was what I thought might look good with the butterfly wings. And that might just be the collage that I get out of here. There is still other images in here that I can look to being a focal point. All those little angels things seem okay. Nothing is like really screaming focal point to me. So I don't know. Maybe I need to grab my robot guy from my adventures here. He might be interesting, but that kind of defeats the purpose of using this as my only source of ephemera for today's collage. And what do I make from it? I really don't know. this is a challenge for me. And do I have to do it? Of course not. I can go ahead and do something else, but I'm up for the challenge. How about you? This kind of challenge is lending itself basically to something very minimal. It will look better if I keep it small. I have a couple of ideas and a couple more pieces of ephemera that I started playing with. These wings are kind of cool, but I'm liking the butterfly a little bit more. This was a shirt of Times Square in New York. I thought that would look cool, and it kind of does, but the contrast, again, might be an issue. With the wings, well, it's very hard to read. I'm not sure. I might want those wings. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this little background either. This is the focal point. I'm happy with that. I do like the way it looks with these wings, with the butterfly wings. I also am using these bracelets, which, as you can see, once you cut them out, they don't really look like bracelets anymore. And I was playing with contrast. So this is a really good contrast. It's a really good example of complementary colors going together. This would work too. So I'm not sure if that is where I'm headed. I do like this, and I like how it fits on the head. It almost, this little piece of jewelry almost acts as hair for our unnamed, unseen face. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put it on. I have some double-sided tape here. Need to cut it back a little bit, and because I don't really want the tape to overlap. I'd like it to be hidden. It's all about craftsmanship too. Big part of composition is how's your craftsmanship. So just going to tape it to the back of the head, or what I believe is the head. It's the head. There we go. Grab our piece of jewelry. Maybe cover up this little petal because it's a little messy, and we will apply it. I love the double stick tape because it really saves me from the mess that other adhesives might incur. And I like the way this looks. Okay, this is very nice. This is a nice contrast. I still have that other piece, double-sided tape. I'm going to stick on the back of the flower head and add another flower head. So with this kind of challenge, I'm realizing there's a lot of cool layers that you can create. So it's something to think about. Probably not going to use most of this ephemera, just not. And I think it'll be stronger if we just keep the background kind of neutral. We don't need to have the Times Square thing going on. So we do have quite a bit of color with just these bracelets. Now it is a white background. We can play with that in Photoshop. Here are the wings. Do I want these wings? Let's see. This is what I was thinking. This purple background. But didn't we look at the red? Wasn't the red a little better? Maybe the white wings are better. All right, so I had this. The white wings are kind of cool. Issue though we have here is the focal point's a little harder to read with the white wings. Do we need wings? I don't know. So we'll do this. Maybe have it just a little up and over. And then maybe, so that's a nice pop because now the body shape stands out much better. There we go. You can also do it this way. Do I want to do it this way? Lengthwise. Well, you play, this is when you should play as much as you can with your ephemera. When you have a lot of ephemera, you can play. No, I think I wanted going this way. Then I thought about bringing this in and maybe applying it there. I don't know if it really is necessary. I thought about putting something jewel-like here, but it feels like it might be too much. And it's just something to bear in mind. Maybe to offer balance, we can put this piece right here. And then it just becomes a very, very small collage that will live in my sketchbook. I had brought this out. This was not part of the mailer, but I will use it in another collage. However, I thought it would be a really cool background by itself, maybe, but it's too much with these jewel backgrounds. So let's see, let's go ahead and, I don't know if I still want to use this. I might. I like it because it does correspond with the other color. Let's see. Well, let's just, it's just for my sketchbook. That being said, it's not going to go into a gallery show or anything as of yet. You never know. It's just a simple white background. Well, you know what? Let me take this out. You know what they say, kill your darlings. And maybe leave this. That actually kind of works. And then if I want, I can bring this in. I don't know. It's an experiment, and there's nothing wrong with experiments. You'd also do this maybe to correspond with something of the sunflower. Why do I feel I need something here? Do I need these wings? I just feel the wings are too much. Maybe not. Well, also from the last video I shared, when you come in with colored pencil for the edges, in the, again, in Delt, I used a bit of colored pencil. And we probably could do this here, because then it'll stand out just a little bit more, maybe coming in with that same dark purple. Okay, let's see how that looks. We are done. Again, it's a little collage, just a little itty bitty. I wouldn't even qualify it as a minimal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of ephemera. It's also another mixed media. I used a light Celeron blue, this dark purple again, because I wanted this to pop a little bit more. And then I felt that there wasn't enough contrast, and I wished I could brighten it up a bit. So I just came in with the only pencil I had available. I wanted white, but I had silver. And I kind of like the way it looks. So I just went with it. And I just went with it because this is going to live in my scrapbook. I kind of like it. It's I stayed with the the wings, instead of the butterfly wings. All those plans for butterflies, and look what we did instead. It's fun. It was a good little challenge for me, and like I said, it's going to have a home here in my scrapbook, and hopefully provide inspiration for the next collages that we end up doing here. Yeah, I'm surprised that I ended up working with mixed media. I usually I usually just stay strictly with ephemera. I don't want to, deviate from it too much. I'll just put it in the middle for now. So, how about you guys? What do you think of this little piece? And do you use mixed media in your own collages? Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm very curious. And I hope to see you in the next video.